wow, I look cute today, but it's not about me. It's about this awesome book. It has been, I was gonna say it's gonna be a while. It's been a while since a book has had this hold on me, but that's a lie because Mark Lawrence, Samantha Shannon, and now Philip Quintrell. Obviously, the Broken Bindings way of picking authors is superior, and I need to move to the UK. Some part of the UK, England, because all my favorite authors of fantasy live there. Because I guess, I don't know, they've been speaking English longer than we have? I don't know. Anyhow, so I finished this massive book, and for whatever reason, after I finished it, that one meme where Gimli and Legolas are in the final battle and they're keeping count of how many kills, and Legolas takes down that giant war elephant, and Gimli's like, "It only counts as one!" That's what popped in my head, like this only counts as one book, one reading, but that's fine. I'm not a stranger to reading big books. As a matter of fact, I grabbed my original copy of Priory because I read this thing, like I carried this around in my purse and stretched the spine when I first got it. It's still cracked a little bit, but I think with a book this size, it's almost inevitable. And I've even started to slowly read some of my favorite parts to like doodle annotate, now that I know like the whole story and how everything interconnects. But so this is my first book ever to read by Mr. Quintrell. I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. The second one comes out July 1st on Kindle Unlimited, so I will be diving into that ASAP. I thought I was gonna love this book. I was not prepared for the ending. I was reading it on my Kindle in bed last night, and my husband kept trying to talk to me, and I would tap to show him the percent, and I was like 85%, and I'm like, zip, zip, no sir, things are happening, and there's not enough book left for me to get to where I want to be. And then it ended, of course, and now I'm like, well, at least I don't have too much of a wait. But yeah, I'm happy that there's the Echoes saga also by him that I found out from a post by The Broken Binding. I won't begin to read those 9 books until I finish reading those, so I don't want to spoil anything for myself. And even if it wouldn't spoil anything for myself, I've got a couple other series to work through. So I think today I'm going to read The Song Rising. I have the physical copy, I have the Kindle copy, and I might just get the audiobook copy today so I can listen to it while being mom and homemaker without, you know, shirking my laundry like responsibilities, because we need laundry done. This is the smallest book I think Samantha Shannon has ever written, or at least that I own from her, because I have Priory, I have A Day of Fall Night, Bone Season, Mime Order, Mask Falling. So this is the 3rd book in the series. So the Bone Season, Mime Order, Song Rising, The Mask Falling. There will be 7. I'm sure if you've seen any video of mine before, you've heard me say that in another video. But obviously this is the smallest. I can more than likely finish this today, if not early tomorrow. Her book always seems a little longer because there's classified communication regarding Paige Mahoney? What? I might have spoiled it. 341 pages is what it appears to be. So I'll probably just read that. My problem is, my other favorite author. Hold on. Now, or at least my other favorite series is Matthew Ward. I read The Darkness Before Them, and this is book 2, The Fire Within Them, and I also need to read this. This is not nearly as big, and this is also The Broken Binding, and hello, another British author. I mean, it's close. I'm in my purple era, apparently. But I also really want to know what happens to Cat Querida. Querida. That was close. You know how when you're in your head, sometimes you know you're mispronouncing the characters' names, and you're just like, it's fine, until you gotta talk about it. You're like, it's not fine. Alright, so, obviously I love The Broken Binding and I love British authors, but I need to find out what happens with the Bascardi family and Querida and what the heck is going on there. Plus I also need to know where the heck is Dejan safe? Like throughout the whole other timeline. I have never seen timeline jumping done so smoothly in a book. This book does go back and forth between the timelines. But I think, I want to say it's almost 100 years this book covers. Because it's present, then 16 forward, present, and 80 back. So 96-ish years total this covers. And there are people that have, it's like an elven race, but they're not elves. They're called a different name. Live pretty much, they're immortal. I mean, a weapon can fell them, but they'll live for like all eternity, it seems, unless something, you know. But yes, so there's them, the humans, the dwarfs. The dwarfs in production was like my favorite. Dragons, mythical creatures, all the high fantasy glory in this book. The timeline was so smooth, even with the jumping, like, and I was a little upset when I started the book with the person, like the list of people, the person dramatis. At the beginning, I'm like, I don't know who these people are. And then I was like, oh, you really don't need it. Like, it's done so well. You don't need this long list of people, like what's in the back of the Priory. And the only reason why the Priory needs such a long list of people is because, like, this is like almost the entire list of people, and it's because this is like true, they're all high fantasy. And Samantha's a good writer. It's not like that Quintrell did a better job or Shannon did a worse job or a better job. It's just this has far more people in it that play pivotal roles, because you're talking continents and total other religions. There's really only one religion mentioned in this book, and there's a couple different magics. There's different ways to do the magic, and they're all fighting towards this war, and this war is, everyone hates it. That's the problem. Everyone hates this war, but everyone's fighting this war. So it's like, what happens if we stop and think why we're fighting this war? So good, so easy, a very small cast of 7 people is the number I want to throw out. 7 like main characters that you're constantly revolving around throughout the 96 years, and you're just like following them here and there. But I want to talk more about the book, but I don't know how to without spoiling it, because the book starts with a vision. Let me look at their names so maybe I can. The Andarin, the like elven race, their emperor has people volunteer to put this helm on to see this vision. Hold on. Child needed cereal. Alright. So they get a vision about this person that they think is going to be like the end of their way alive, and the hunt begins. So it's a race. Everyone, both sides of the war, want this person for different reasons, and it is, it's interesting. And I love when the title of the book, even the subtitle, is worked into the text. Like at some point past the 50% mark, people are saying the title. You're like, I love that. That's what happens here. It happens in The Book That Broke the World and The Book That Wouldn't Burn. Book That Wouldn't Burn's first, Book That Broke the World second. That happened with Mark Lawrence's book. It didn't happen with Matthew Ward's book. It's just the title makes sense. Like, what else would you call it? And then in Samantha Shannon's case, so far, the names have been in the book, or it's a place in the book. Like the Priory of the Orange Tree is a place. It's an order of people. And Matthew Ward did it. I didn't catch it, so don't come after him, because it might have just been my brain missing it. But I mean, that's gorgeous. So I am going to stick to my plan of reading Songrising today, because that is a knockout, easy to do, because I'm trying to get Songrising and Mass Falling, which are the last two, done before the 5th book comes out in January, which I have time, but I'd rather just set myself up for success. And I have a very good recall memory of a series. Like once I open the book, I can remember where I was, who's all the players and everything, without like having to reread it. So if I get it done now, it will be fine. The question is, do I read The Fire Within Them, or do I just start? I'm pretty sure the next one is also called A Time of Dragons. We're just gonna quickly search. Philip. I've been saying Quintrell, but I wonder if it's Quantrell, because there's the Q. I'm sorry, if I'm saying anyone's name wrong, please correct me. I want to learn, I want to be better. It's A Time of Dragons book 2 in the Shadow of Kings. So like the main title is A Time of Dragons in the Shadow of Kings. And it comes out on the 1st. Yeah, I'm gonna end up reading like all of his previously published stuff, because this was so smooth. It says even on Amazon, for the lovers of your classic Tolkien, the series has it all. It does. It really, really does. Gods, legends, myths, war for the righteous good versus like the good of the people versus what's good for all of civilization and who's all alive, or just good for one preserving culture, versus like innate evil versus innate good, or is there gray allowed, trust no one type thing. These, will it blow it if I say that? There's a lot of good things. You're just gonna have to kind of take some blind faith. If you're a high fantasy reader, you're gonna love it. Absolutely love it. Now, yeah, I don't know whether I should read In the Shadow of Kings or The Fire Within Them. I probably should read The Fire Within Them. I recently learned the word grimdark, and that's truly what the Soulfire Saga is, and even a Grimdark magazine reviewed it and gave a little blurb. I think I'm going to read this because I've been waiting the longest for this one, and it is the smaller of the two, so I'll just go in size order: Songrising, Fire Within Them, and then Within the Shadow of Kings. Oh, and I didn't mention, I want to get this all done before August. So I have the month of July to read Songrising, Fire Within Them, the second book to this, and hopefully Mass Falling, which comes after Songrising. So I'll be ready for The Apprentice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Meyer. I know I said I had a story the other day, but I really feel like a book dragon sitting here with my pile of fantasy books. So yeah, I absolutely love this, and I thank you for writing this, Philip. Thank you for making this broken binding. Just to all of the team, the editors, whomever. This was amazing, and I can't wait like for tomorrow when I could possibly start reading the second one. So yeah, awesome. I just want to sit here and keep prattling about how great this book was and how amazing it is, but unfortunately, I have a life. I need to be mom and make dinner and cook and clean. I have responsibilities to uphold and go to church. So if you have questions about the book or any of the books, as always, feel free to message me. If you love the book, awesome. I'd love to talk about it. If you've read any of these books and you didn't love them, I'd like to have a nice civilized discussion of why. I'm always interested to learn both sides of the coin. So, everyone have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go try and look a little more put together.